What's up, everyone? It's Bones here, as we enter a new chapter in the October 2023 format with the release of Age of Overlords. Today I'd like to showcase the two Chimera/Illusion support cards that we got from this set. But before I begin, if you're a fan of in-depth combo videos, new set coverage, and occasional fun stuff that we like to do on the channel, then succumb to the chant of Tau and click on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons. Now, for another short video, and this is the first and only combo that I'll be showing since it's really the only one that you need to know if you're learning the post-Age of Overlord stuff. I'll leave a link down below for the people who want to learn the deck, but we're going to use the effect of the Cornfield Coatl, get ourselves the Mirror Swordsman, we'll then be able to normal summon the Mirror Swordsman, use its effect as we tribute it off, we'll get ourselves the Baphomet, use the effect of Baphomet, which will give us the Chimera or the Gazelle along with the Chimera Fusion, and then we'll activate the Chimera Fusion, we'll get ourselves the Chimeras, we'll be able to chainlink 1 Gazelle, chainlink 2 Baphomet, chainlink 3 Chimera for the hand rip, and then we'll be able to revive the Mirror Swordsman as we're going to get ourselves the add for our first new card, Master Tau the Chanter, and it reads, if this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by that battle. So it's an illusion monster and it carries that same effect that other illusion monsters do. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one illusion monster in your graveyard except Master Tau the Chanter, special summon it in defense position. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the graveyard for the rest of this turn except illusion monsters. You can only use this effect of Master Tau the Chanter once per turn. Now, we're going to continue here by using our effect of the Chimera Fusion in the graveyard, and previously we would just be able to set the Chimera Fusion and end on that, but there is an alternative approach that we can take now as we're going to activate the Chimera Fusion. We're going to fuse away Tau along with Chimera in order to go into our second new card, Baphomet the Mythical King of Phantom Beast. It takes 2 monsters with different types, Beast, Fiend, or Illusion. This card's name becomes Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast while on the field or in the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Baphomet once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can send 1 Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monster from your deck to the graveyard. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target one of your banished Beast, Fiend, or Illusion monsters except Baphomet, the fusion one, special summon it. Now, we're going to continue our turn here by using the effect of Tau, which will bring back the Cornfield, and then chainlink 2, we can use the effect of the Baphomet, which will send ourselves the King Tiger. Now, we'll be able to special summon back the Cornfield as we're going to go onto our opponent's turn, and at any point where you want to, you can use the effect of Chimera to bring back the King Tiger. Floodgate your opponent. When I go onto the deck profile, I'll go over all the other different things that you can do as well. And you'll see that there is a lot of options that you can play here on the deck list, but first off, I do want to go over some of the changes that I made in regards to the link that's down below and the how to play version of it if you want to learn the deck. And you'll see that I took out the Frightfur Patchwork engine and I just put more going second cards. I also put in the Nightmare Magician along with the Tau and the King Tiger, just because with Tau you now have that extra ability to make explosive plays. You also have the Floodgate ability that you get with King Tiger, and Nightmare Illusion Magician or Nightmare Magician is just something else that you can summon off of your Chimera cards from the graveyard when you send it, and it can be a snatch steal in grind games that turns out to be really strong, even if it is kind of a brick. That said, more importantly, I would like to go over the options here, and the first one is Protector of the Sanctuary. Your opponent cannot draw cards except during the draw phase. Now, some of these will be more niche, but I just thought that it was cool here that Disturbance Strategy is another thing that you can play with this, and you can just put your opponent's entire hand back into their deck, and then Protector will make it so that they can't draw anything, and at that point you pretty much just win. But then there's stuff like Invader of Darkness, which can be used if Runic is prominent, or any other quick play deck for that matter. Things like Chaos Hunter are another option that you have to send since it is a fiend. End of Anubis, if you want to lock out the graveyard, Tier Limit is a popular deck in this format. Then I also would like to talk about Goblin of Greed. As long as this card remains face up on your side of the field, neither player can activate an effect by discarding from his or her hand. So if the world ever comes where Dark Dark World is prominent and it's the best deck, we do have an answer with Goblin of Greed, and it is nice that it's an Earth monster. Token Collector is another beast that's also an Earth monster, and it's a fiend, I'm sorry, not a beast, but it's just another card that can be used to stop token decks that we've seen before, like during Sword Soul format. Then there's Pero, and this one I don't think we'll see as much play as the others just because it is slower. You do have to take damage by battle or an opponent's card effect, so unless we have another deck like Trickstar rolling around, I don't see this being used. Then there's also stuff like Versago the Destroyer and Mystical Sheep #1 if you want to play fusion substitute names in the graveyard, and I would probably recommend Mystical Sheep #1 over Versago because it's an Earth monster, and it's just better to not get hit by Bestials if it comes to that. Then also we have the Tri-Brigade stuff, which is kind of funny because you can kit for Nerval and then get yourself Mercarier, and because you play Branded Fusion, you can get yourself the Monster Negate, but I just think it's a lot of extra deck space to commit as well. Then the last three options I would like to go over are for time, and the funny thing about this is that Graph is a fiend, so you can end up sending Graph, special summon out Barbar will destroy itself, and then Barbar can banish Graph for the 300. And then alternatively, if you want to play around Bestials, even though this takes an extra turn, there is Red Resonator, which is a fire type monster, but it's also a fiend. Now onto some of the things that I do want to mention in the main deck. And another card that I actually didn't go over is the Barrier statue that we have access to as another way to floodgate our opponent if you want to send another fiend monster outside of the ones that I mentioned. That said, what I personally like about this deck is that you have the accessibility of Cornfield and Mirror Swordsman, which are just one card combo, and then having the ability to 18 spots really dedicated to just going second cards, and then 2 extra if you count the Fallen of Albaz, can make this deck a really solid pick for a diverse format like this where you don't really know what you're going to be playing into going first or second. But with all of that out of the way, I'm just going to get onto the card by card as I really don't have much else to say about this, and I'm pretty sure that most people have seen this anyways. So we have the 3 Claws, the 3 Mirror Swordsman, the 3 Cornfield, the 3 Chimera Fusion, the 2 Albaz, the 2 Baphomet, the Nightmare Magician, Tau, King Tiger, the 3 Fenrir, the 3 Branded Fusion, 3 Super Poly, 3 Imperm, Thrust, 2 Talons, 3 Crow, and 3 Ash to round out the main deck. Onto the extra deck, we have our Super Poly targets with Mud Dragon, Gurura, and the Dragos Depelia. We have our 2 Chimeras and our 1 Baphomet. We have the 1 Chimera, the Illusion Magical Beast, the 1 Magnum, the 2 Guardian Chimeras, Lindworm. We then have the Titaniclad, Albion, Lubellion, and Mirror Jade to round out the deck profile. So for everyone who's made it this far into the video, I'd like to thank you for watching and for the 600+ subs. I truly appreciate your support, and now that we've monetized the channel, giving us access to supers and memberships means that more awesome stuff is on the horizon. To get the channel membership, just click on the description below, and there will be a link that takes you there. You'll also notice a free Discord link that I've made for us too. If you want to support me as a content creator, even if you can't donate supers or get a membership for the channel, clicking on those thumbs up and subscribe buttons help a lot too. For those wondering, I do plan on making updates to the channel as the support on the channel grows. Anyways, I hope to see you on the next one. It's Bones, signing out.